It's Tuesday now, so it's almost a week after the hurricane, and things are coming along. We're slowly getting it cleaned up as we can. It's still been raining just about every day, which has really hampered the cleanup. This debris that you see, which is the high water line, the reason we haven't got that yet is that stuff is full of ants. And it's just really hard to clean because you just get eaten up by ants. And so I've been waiting for the water table to go down so that the ants will go away. That's their lifeboats during the storm. And once the ants go away, it'll be a lot easier to clean that up. And I want to get to it soon so it doesn't hurt the grass. You can see there's still a lot of stuff over there. The big limbs are gone. I've burned them, but there's still a lot of stuff to do. And there's a lot of good wood to harvest. My neighbor lost all his docks, and he's offered me whatever I want. And so I really need to find the time to get in there and get some of that wood. That's a lot of money there. And I'll be needing it as I rebuild my docks. Speaking of which, I've got to take this apart because I can't move it as is, and figure out what I'm going to do with it. I don't know that the Cecil's Landing canoe rack and bench are going to go back in the same place. I'm praying about that. But that's not what this video is about. Today I want to talk about the big stars of this hurricane. And the first one is right here, and that's the Westinghouse generator. I'm just so impressed with this thing. This generator ran for 56 hours straight. And by that I mean once a day, I guess twice a day. About every 12 or 13 hours, I would turn it off, refill it, and start it right back up again. And this generator ran 2 freezers and a refrigerator. And every now and then we would unplug something and we would plug in our TV and our dish network so that we could see the news and see the weather. But this thing ran for 56 hours straight, and it just was marvelous. I am seriously thinking about another one of these, because like a lot of these inverter generators, if you get 2 of them, they sell a harness that you can attach and turn 2 of these into one big one as far as power output. And I'm seriously thinking about doing that. When I bought this a little over a year ago, it cost $430, and they're about that still. I think I might have to pay a little bit more, 20 bucks more. But I'm seriously thinking about getting one because the thing was quiet. It sat on the back porch, and there were times where I wondered if it was still going because I could not hear it. And if you've ever had to live with a generator without power on generator for a long time, you know that the sound is a big deal. I have gone through Hurricane Dennis. We had a big generator. It was awful. It was awful because it was just going all the time. Because when you've got your generator on, your power's out, you more than likely, at least down here in the south, if it's after a hurricane, you more than likely have the windows open too. And you just hear that generator going. But these inverter generators are just wonderful, and I'm really happy with this Westinghouse. So that's the big all-star, the big star that came out of this. Now I'm getting ready to put it away. I've changed the oil in it. I've cleaned the air filter, and that is all I need to do right now. And I have no doubt that I could crank this thing up with 1 or 2 pulls right now. Now understand, I use this generator regularly. I try to once a month run it for an hour or so. Just get it out, crank it, run it. But I have purposely, in my tool purchases, have leaned toward electric tools so that I have to use the generator, and that's the decision that I've made. As a matter of fact, I'm looking right now at an electric chainsaw because not a battery chainsaw, not a gas chainsaw, but an electric chainsaw. One, they're cheap, but two, that means I would have to pull out the generator to go saw something, and I'd use the generator. And that's really important with generators, is that you use them frequently, that you document your use, you know how many hours you've put on them, and you run that gas through. Speaking of gas, I only put marine gas through there. And by marine gas, I mean 100% gas. And frankly, I was within 2 fill-ups of having to use regular gas. I had gone through my supply of marine gas, and I was about to have to put regular gas in it, which, running it the way I was 24/7 would not have been a huge deal, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. So luckily the power came on, and I still had just been running marine gas through it, and so it's pristine still, and it doesn't have any of that nasty ethanol in it. And one lesson I've learned out of that is that what I had stockpiled for marine gas was not enough, and I'm going to double that stockpile, at least during hurricane season. So just to reiterate, when you get a generator, you can buy one of those little doohickeys that'll actually monitor, a little digital monitor of your hours, or you can just go with a simple book, although you have to have more discipline if you go with a book. But it's very important to maintain it. I know so many people with generators, and they just put it in there, and they leave gas in from the last time, and it's sitting in the garage or wherever, and then when it comes time to need it and use it, the thing won't start, or it runs bad. Now this is a serious success story. I put this SHELTERLOGIC shelter up just over a year ago, 1st of September last year. And I had been planning on doing a one-year review of it, but now, after it having gone through the hurricane without a scratch on it, this is going to be one hell of a glowing review. Now, I can only credit fate, chance, luck, and the good Lord that I didn't have a limb come through the fabric. And if that had happened, you know, that would not have been a reflection on the shelter itself. It's just a fabric shelter. But I tell you, during the hurricane, you could see that thing just a waving. And not bad, just waving back and forth, and it stood up fine. Now this crossbar here is an addition that I put in. It didn't come as part of the SHELTERLOGIC, but it's the only thing I did really that was different, other than actually bolting the legs in. If you're one of my 5 faithful, you know that when I put this thing up, because I did I think 2 videos, maybe 3 videos on it, I did bolt all the legs in, and I think that's very important. Well, it would have went skidded away if I had not. But yeah, this is just the big success story of the hurricane, was this SHELTERLOGIC. Very, very, very impressed. Tell you what, SHELTERLOGIC, you guys need to do a commercial on this thing.